can do myself. Ladies and gentlemen, certainly on behalf of the Meyer family and the team here at Yulgilbar, we really do appreciate the effort of everyone involved here today in running this, putting on this event. We really have to acknowledge our sponsors, particularly BGA for their involvement in, as our platinum sponsor and following through with our gold, silver and bronze sponsors. It's been with their contribution we've been able to make today happen, and we really truly appreciate that. And also have to acknowledge Fairfax Media for their contribution in live streaming the event today. In finalising the last session here today, I'd just like to bring you up to speed with what's happening at Yulgilbar in 2017. As many of you would be aware, that the station was settled in 1840, some 177 years ago, by the Ogilvy family, and we're absolutely delighted to have John and his wife here, Anderson, to celebrate the opening of this shed here today. And as he rightfully said, there's been largely two families that have owned Yulgilbar, and that's quite special in the world of agriculture. Sam Horden, Mrs. Meyer's father, purchased the property outright in 1949, and Mr. and Mrs. Meyer, Sam, Sarah and Bales, inherited the property in 1960 upon the untimely death of Sam Horden. We now have 3 generations of the Meyer family involved in the ownership, and we welcome those people on a regular basis, and we've certainly enjoyed the journey over the last 15 years on behalf of Lorraine and myself in managing the property for them. Currently, in terms of the team here at Yulgilbar, our overseer is Brett Allen, whom many of you would have met here today. Our Tulunki Operations Manager is Scott Cathnes. Peter Hay here at Broadwater with his wife Beck. Josh Costello at the main homestead, Matt Reeves, who's our farmer, one of our farmers, and then our casual station hands, Craig Ensby, Ian Morton, Richard Minchin, followed with John and Carmen Kenny, our caretakers at the castle, and historians Jennifer Baldwin, Leanne Hart, and regular contractors in Jason Martin, Matt Owens, Ben Thompson and Matt Rippon. These people are the team that make it happen here, and we truly are a team in terms of the daily operation of the property, and I really appreciate the day-to-day effort of each and every one of these people. The Yulgilbar group of companies largely comprises Yulgilbar Station here at Bay Yugal, Tulunki at Tabulin just up the road, Argyle at Tamworth, LG Park on the Mornington Peninsula, along with the Merrick's General Store, and the Melbourne-based office is headed up by Andrew McCarthy as the CEO of the companies. And welcome, Andrew, to Yulgilbar here this afternoon. Location, I guess you all found your way here, so I don't really need to go any further in where you are. We are Eastern Fall country, and that certainly has its sets of challenges. You've all will have seen the Clarence River here, and it truly is the crown and the jewel for this property is the natural water systems that we have, and we're blessed to have 22 kilometres of the Clarence River and about 18 kilometres of the Washpool Creek. So certainly natural water does characterise the property in many ways. It's a heritage listed property, and it's certainly its natural beauty, the environmental significance that it has to the area, and the historical infrastructure dates back to 1840. As I've mentioned, the impressive water systems through the property here at the Clarence River. It's a diverse property. Certainly in soil types, we go from alluvial river flats through to undulating granite, open forest clay country into steeper serpentine rock country. So we do have a diversity of country, and we're certainly blessed with a high rainfall, being a 46-inch rainfall in this part of the world. With that 46-inch rainfall, we certainly do come with our own sets of problems. High leaching, porous soil types, and parasites and weeds are all things that we do declare that we do better than we'd like. The four main operation areas, the main homestead, the farm, and the Broadwater division where we are here today, and Tulunki. This slide just shows the river systems and the Washpool Creek. There's 140 paddocks on Yulgilbar station, so that means there's a lot of fencing, a lot of maintenance of infrastructure, and the water systems on the property certainly make for probably a higher degree of infrastructure in terms of yards than you would see in many properties the size of Yulgilbar station. Now, the homestead division here, it's the main operating hub of the property. It's about 18 kilometres south. It's the main operating hub of the station, and the bulk of the families live and work out from that area, where we have a number of houses and infrastructure in that region. More of the main homestead region, we've gone into a significant pasture improvement program in recent years, developing native grass country, in some cases to oats, and then back to an improved tropical grass after a couple of seasons, and we've been able to significantly increase our carrying capacity in those areas. The farm is another hub on the property. It's an small irrigated area that is highly intensive. We've recently built a set of yards there that is designed to handle large AI programs. We have the Broadwater division here. This slide is missing this shed, so it's you can see it was a little more bare before. More of the Broadwater. Tulunki division, managed by Scott Caithness, it's about another 20 kilometres up the river. It's one of the largest river flats on the Clarence River. There's about 800 acres of the 1450 that it comprises that is fertile alluvial loam, and it's a unique property that has an amazing ability to run a high number of cattle or produce a high quantity of crop. We run Tulunki as a separate business as Tulunki Agriculture, and we tend to run this business flexible based on the gross margins of each cost centre. Cash cropping, hay have been big parts of the enterprise. Currently we've been into the backgrounding of steers and trading the steers from light weights through to feeder steer weights, and the beauty of this property is certainly the flexibility to change the business depending on the gross margins of the day. We do regularly grow lucerne, corn, soybean and azuki beans as summer crops, while triticale, oats and ryegrass are under production there regularly. Major issues that impact Yulgilbar, certainly as I mentioned, alluded to previously, parasites, weeds, poorer soil types, leaching due to high rainfall and ageing infrastructure, all issues that are day-to-day challenges for the station. The major challenges and objectives in recent times has been a strong focus on financial sustainability. We look to identify and implement the cutting-edge technology wherever we can. We've looked to focus on economical fodder production and supplementation. We've endeavoured to create an enjoyable retreat for 3 generations of the Meyer family. It's important to us that we maintain good relations with 2 local Aboriginal communities in Yulgilbar and Bar-Yugal. We're focused on the preservation of the natural beauty of the station, and it has been a flora and fauna reserve since 1971. Management today of Yulgilbar, we are dedicated to ongoing property development, cash cropping, cash and fodder cropping, dependent again, as I've mentioned earlier, on the gross margins of each facet of the enterprise. Pasture improvement is high on the agenda. Irrigation development, fencing and yard improvement is an ongoing part of the program, along with weed control, maintenance of plant and infrastructure. The feeding facility we run here at the Broadwater division in our annual production sale. A real game changer for Yulgilbar Pastoral Company, and certainly the station here in the last 5 years, has been a better understanding, or attaining a better understanding of our financial position at any given time. We've achieved this by an improvement in our monthly reforecasting in association with our historical focus on extensive budgeting. And we have continued to focus on staff training where possible, and as we believe our team to be our greatest asset for our business. In the last 12 months, there's been a further 1,000 acres pasture improved to a tropical-based pasture program. Ongoing initiatives, there's been 230 kilometres of fence replaced in the last 10 years. 1,100 of the Yulgilbar gates that you'll see around the property have been made and installed to date. We continue to focus on strategic planning for future generations of the Meyer family, focus on sustainable farming practices. We endeavour to respect the history and natural environment of the property, and to that extent, in 2014, Mount Ogilvy was announced a flora and fauna reserve, and we believe it's important that we maintain our flexibility and willingness to change direction as the market requirements dictate. In 2017, we'll grow 4,053 acres of crop, 3,003 on Yulgilbar and about 1,050 on Tulunki. Our focus remains largely on being feed self-sufficient and less reliant on outside sources. We're currently using wizard oats as our preferred forage oat for hay and grazing, the awesome ryegrass as our preferred ryegrass. Superdan forage sorghum is utilised, Doligus lab, corn for silage and grain production. And this coming year we will endeavour to put another 400 acres back to improve pasture while developing another 300 acres to oats for future pasture improvement this year. And there's currently 500 acres of irrigation over the station, including Tulunki. Soybeans has been part of our program when the gross margins are permitted. In the recent years, the last couple of years, we've opted out of that business because we didn't believe that the margins or returns were there for us, and we've opted to utilise lab as our legume in rotation as opposed to soybeans. But certainly the option maintains there to successfully grow soybeans in this region. Forage sorghum here at the Broadwater on a wetter day. Corn silage is the basis of our feed ration, and we've been growing it now for the last 15 years, and it's our preferred medium for our livestock preparation, and we believe it to be a good source of feed that's easily grown and well suited to our environment. Winter grazing oats. In 2017, cattle production numbers at June 30 totaled 5,149 head. Of that, 3,331 were females, 1,478 of them were steers, 340 bulls, and we plan to mate 2,707 females this coming spring. There'll be 557 stud females mated, 2,150 commercial females will be exposed to bulls, with currently 921 cattle in the stud enterprise, 4,228 in the commercial breeding herd, and for the 2016-17 financial year we sold 647,000 kilograms of beef. Performance observations. In terms of milestones achieved since our time here at Yulgilbar, we're very proud of the fact that we've been able to increase the value of cattle sold 5 times since 2002, so that a 5-fold increase has been something we've been proud of. We've been able to increase the weight in kilograms produced of our cattle by a further 57%, and we now run 1,100 head more at June 30 on a rolling basis than we did in 2002. We've run annual on property sales now here since 2007, and we're proud of the fact that we pioneered promotion of Santa Angus composite cattle as Sangus, which you will have seen some of them out the back here today. We've significantly reduced our cost of production of kilos of beef produced, and I I do have to acknowledge Bill Hoffman for his assistance in that region over a number of years, and the continued success that we've had in steer and carcass competitions, we believe proves the commercial relevance of our genetics here at the station. Yulgilbar Santa Gertrudis stud is the third oldest still operating in New South Wales. As I've mentioned the numbers we're mating already. There'll be 11 single sire pole herds this season. We have a total focus on pole genetics now and have been that way since 2007. We've sold bulls to a top of $32,500 and stud females to a top of 17. And we've sold cattle from the Barclay Tablelands to Victoria in terms of geographic spread. We utilise a breed plan, horn pole technology. I do believe that single trait selection in any way, given way, is dangerous, and we still do base the majority of our decisions firstly on phenotypic selection and back it up with breed plan and the other technologies that are available to us. So we believe a balanced approach is very important to our program here at Yulgilbar. And this year we've commenced DNA testing of all stud cattle for sire-parent verification. Depending on the season, we'll artificially inseminate 300 to 500 heifers on a rolling basis going forward to further our newest genetics where we can. All bulls are tested negative. All bulls sold are tested negative for pestivirus, and SedWise tests all of our bulls, including our herd sires, every year. New set of yards built at the farm recently has enabled efficient handling of larger numbers to handle bigger AI programs going forward. In the commercial cattle herd, the herd's primarily primarily a purebred Santa Gertrudis herd. Angus bulls are utilised over maiden commercial heifers, whilst to produce our Sangus progeny, whilst some Charolais bulls are mated over Santa Hereford cows, and Yulgilbar Santa bulls are mated to the majority of the herd. Fattening cull cows off oats at drier times of the year as a way of value adding our cattle. Retention of weaners to heavier feeder steer weights have been part of the commercial cattle production here, and we retain approximately 150 steers annually as show steers and enter them in steer and carcass competitions to benchmark the progress of our product. And there's been a set of our steers here that will go to Brisbane show next week on display here today. We aim to background and fatten a percentage of a commercial cattle to Japox weights, and we believe being flexible and the willingness to adapt our marketing program is certainly vital to ongoing success. We've spoken about most of this, and Darren's now winding me up. I've been winding him up all day. The feeding facility here. From 1966 to 1973, there was on-property sales held here at Yulgilbar at the old New Yards further south at Bay Yugal. And then from 1974 to 2006, there was probably a more limited private sales or multi-vendor sales for cattle here. And then since 2007, the annual production sales. This slide depicts previous sales, and we're certainly thrilled to be able to have this new facility here to conduct our sales going forward. An extensive animal health program is part of the agenda here. 7-in-1, 3-day sickness vaccine, Pestigard, Vibrio, botulism, Dectomax injectable, and Fluke Drench are all part of our extensive herd health program. Helping us out. We sell about 150 to 200 bulls annually, and we believe that we extensively measure and test these cattle, and we like to benchmark them on an ongoing basis to ensure that we are getting genetic improvement. An influential sire certainly was Warrenda Sahara, that was purchased in 2007 for a then Australian record at $80,000, and his impact cannot be underrated for the development that he's done for this program over the stud breeding program here at Yulgilbar. the top prize bull of the 2015 sale, top at the 2016 sale. I'm not going to bore you all with the intricacies of this, but this is a management cycle, what happens at various times of the year. We use this as an ongoing guide to ensure that we keep track of progress. Our Sangus cattle, their pole, the flatback, they're MSA compliant. They're 19% Bosindicus. We believe them to be tropically adapted. They have the meat quality and the fertility towards an Angus, the weight gain and hardiness of a Santa Gertrudis, and they have a greater disease and parasitic tolerance. Some Sangus females, steers that we exhibited in various steer and carcass competitions. We believe the females combine the productive traits of an Angus with the performance, hardiness and maternal characteristics of a Santa Gertrudis, making the female an ideal mother cow. They're a finer coated animal than an Angus. They're more feminine and angular in outlook, and we believe they maintain their calving use of both parent breeds. We believe they're an animal that has a role to play, certainly in this part of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, looking to the future, we believe every day is a new opportunity, and we will finish by saying a pastoral enterprise succeeds not because it is big or long established, but because there are people who live it, sleep it, dream it, believe in it, and have great plans in store for the future of it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to have as many of you as there has been attend today. It's been a large attendance. We are delighted that everyone has taken interest in the program that's been offered here at Yulgilbar, and I'd really like to sincerely thank the speakers that have all come together from a wide geographical locations and a wide spectrum of interest to contribute to what the program has been here today. We've acknowledged our sponsors, and certainly Darren, you as MC. I'd be remiss in not again acknowledging Renee Rippon for all the work that she's done, and as always my wife Lorraine is a tower of strength, and she's been battling the flu the last couple of days. So, and we'd just in closing, we'd also like to acknowledge Mr. Jason Yip for attending here today, and he represents 5 families that are involved with a 50% stake in Tipperary Station in the Territory, so welcome. And to Mr. Ian Mars for Minerva, currently residing in Singapore. It's great to see you here, and we appreciate your interest in the day. To the Yulgilbar team, we really do again thank each and every one of you for the work you've done. The last couple of months has been fairly full on with the preparation of this new facility, and along with our normal management program. So to the team, thank you very much. To the Bar Yugle Sports Club, who've delivered the luncheon that was provided, sponsored by George and Foreman here today. Thank you, and ladies and gentlemen, I trust that you've had an interesting day, and thank you for coming. Cheers.